Welcome to Silent Hill. Hey guys, it's Chris, and in today's video, I'm talking about Silent Hill 2006, the video game movie adaptation loosely based on the first three Silent Hill video games, Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. Let's get into it! Silent Hill follows Rose, who takes her adopted daughter Sharon to the town of Silent Hill. Sharon cries out the town's name while sleepwalking. Rose is involved in a car accident near the town and awakens to find Sharon missing. This is the real world. Now, if you know a lot or anything about Silent Hill, there's all these different realities. The real world, the fog world, and then the other world. While searching for her daughter, Rose fights a religious cult and uncovers Sharon's connection to the town's dark past. First, the positives. The disturbing monsters and the creepy visuals in the town itself. Silent Hill is shrouded by a heavy fog and falling ashes. The town was destroyed by a devastating, tragic fire that happened 30 years ago. Now, with the fog, falling ashes, that is the fog world. The town is twice as scary when it's in the Otherworld, a darker version of the town. When the world shifts from the fog world to the Otherworld, things begin to rot and degrade. Metal grating, fire. The Otherworld also is filled with disturbing monsters. Pyramid Head, dark nurses, creepers, the gray child. I also can't forget to mention the barbed wire. The Otherworld has a ton of barbed wire, which we will get to see at the end of the film. Preview of what's to come. Out of all the three dimensions or realities, the Otherworld is my favorite. I like the creepy visuals when it's shifting from world to world. It's always pleasing to look at regardless of the location. The bowling alley, the school, the hospital, and the church. You always know when the shifting is going to happen because of the blaring siren. Even though after a while that can get pretty annoying. Let me know down in the comments if the first three original games had a blaring siren or they just added it for the movie. Because I really wish they didn't. I just wish it would shift from one world to another and we just got to look at it because it's pleasing to look at. Not a fucking blaring siren. The Otherworld is filled with disturbing monsters. The gray child. They're pretty creepy, especially when there's a dozen of them swarming Rose in the bowling alley. Literally shrieks right at her. It's like, ah! And that's actually the first monster Rose encounters in Silent Hill, is the gray child. So she goes back to her car, and that's when she sees the picture of, just says school. And Dark Alessa drew a picture of the school. And she runs into Sybil, which is the police officer. And that's when the two encounter the armless man. Essentially a monster that just spits acid. It walks really creepy. When Rose arrives at the school and goes into the school's bathroom, the world shifts and she encounters Colin, the janitor. Essentially this P-word, I'm not going to say the word, P-word, if you watch the movie you know what I'm talking about. He likes children. That's all I'm going to say. He's wrapped up in barbed wire. He's got this black flickering tongue, which is weird if you ask me. It's like, dude, just stop. His eyes are gouged out by barbed wire. But definitely gets what he deserves if he's a P-word. Colin the janitor also causes erosion by touch. So anything he touches, it causes erosion. He can also summon the creepers, a bug that likes to bite and eat human flesh. Rose is running through the school trying to get away from Colin the janitor and those creepers, all the little insects, the little bugs. And she sees Dark Alessa just scribbling on a desk, just scribbling another picture. And she leans against the window trying to get out because there's essentially metal grating. A lot of metal, like I said. Falls through it, lands on the ground, wakes up, and then she sees Pyramid Head literally just dragging his great knife with all these, the bugs all around him, surrounded by him. She runs away. Pyramid Head, or Red Pyramid, is by far my favorite monster in the whole film. And I think he gets one of the best scenes in the film. Even though he's a lot more sexy compared to the games. Let's make sure he's nice and cut. Make sure he looks good. When Sybil, Rose, and Anna are retreating back to the Earth, Anna is grabbed by Pyramid Head. She was kind of being mean to this old lady, Dahlia, throwing rocks at her and stuff. So Pyramid Head peers behind her, grabs her, carries up to the top of the stairs, essentially right in front of the church. Pyramid Head undresses her and then proceeds to skin her alive. Literally just rips off her clothes, grabs her in the chest, twists it a little bit, rips off her skin. Not this hand, and then just throws it right at it like a useless piece of meat. All the monsters in the film all have brief appearances. I wish we just got to see some of the monsters more, especially Pyramid Head. Rose escapes the clutches of the cult and descends in an elevator to the basement of the Otherworld's hospital, where she encounters the dark, sexy nurses. A group of sexy nurses huddled together. Rose shines their light on them, causing them to twitch towards her, because she runs around the corner and they're facing the other way. They're kind of just standing there frozen, not really moving, just moving a little bit. And then when she shines the light on them, they all just turn around, essentially like they're going to march right at her, just standing straight, and they slowly twitch towards her, very feministly, because, you know, they're female nurses. Rose turns off her light and realizes they are attracted to the light. Rose creeps through the nurses, but is discovered pretty quickly. One of the nurses, she starts slashing violently and blindly. Throat slits and havocs ensue. During the havoc, Rose escapes untouched. Rose learns that Dark Alessa is the manifestation dark side of Alessa's soul. So there's Dark Alessa and then Adult Alessa. Dark Alessa just wanted to test Rose's love for Sharon. Dark Alessa was the one that left all the clues throughout the town and essentially orchestrated the whole thing. Essentially was like, I just wanted to test your love to see if you can be worthy enough to be my new mother. And if my mom let a cult purify me, I should say, I would definitely look for a new mother too. It is a little confusing. I had to do my research to really understand the concept of all, because, you know, there's Alessa, adult version, Adult Alessa, and then there's Dark Alessa, which is essentially the dark side of Alessa's soul. So it's a little confusing. Hopefully I explained it the best to your understanding. Dark Alessa also wanted to use Rose's body so she could infiltrate the church. Rose confronts the cultists and their leader, Christabella. Christabella stabs Rose in anger. Essentially, right here, dude. Dagger, drops the dagger. Little drop of blood hits the floor. So Rose is just sitting there and blood is just gushing out and it goes all over the floor, essentially in the middle of the church where they keep the fire pit. Rose's blood drips onto the floor and causes a portal to open to the other world. Dark Alessa and Alessa, the adult version, rise and climb out of the portal and seek their revenge against the cultists and their leader, Christabella, with tangled barbed wire. I do like the shot where Rose is just standing there and you can see the barbed wire just rising behind her. And then adult Alessa, the one that's in the hospital bed, is just rising up out of the portal, essentially all with this barbed wire, and it just goes out of the portal and just starts going everywhere, starts grabbing all these cultists. And I do like the use of barbed wire during this finale. During this, Christabella by far gets it the worst. First she goes like that, opens up her legs, sends the barbed wire right up her private parts, and then the barbed wire expels out of her body. It's just shooting out all out of her body, and she's just hanging up, and the barbed wire is just literally coming out of her body. Then Alessa proceeds to rip her in half, just like that. All while Dark Alessa is dancing in the blood rain. No pun intended, a twisted, fun finale. Silent Hill 2006 has the tone and atmosphere of the games. The film has a lot more explicit gore compared to the games, but that explicit gore looks viciously delightful. The gore is taken to the next level. On the other hand, the story is a muddled plot. They tried making a unique storyline for this universe, but failed in my opinion. The story of Silent Hill 2006 feels like a story from a Michael Bay movie. Convoluted. It's very complicated. For you to really understand it, you probably have to watch it more than once or do a deep dive research on the storyline online. The film takes place in a separate universe compared to the games, but it does borrow elements from the games. Silent Hill 2006 and its sequel Silent Hill Revelations from 2012 is not canon to the video game universe. Silent Hill 2006 just feels like a mishmash of elements from the game put into a 2-hour slog. I will say, after the credits roll, you will never look at Barbed Wire the same again. If you truly want a scary Silent Hill experience, just play the games. I would recommend the first 3 Silent Hill games, even those tank controls suck. Silent Hill Homecoming is an underappreciated Silent Hill game I would recommend too. That's why I have a copy for it for PS3. I remember watching my sister play that way back in the day when it first came out. If you are craving more Silent Hill content, they are rebooting the film franchise with Return to Silent Hill. This reboot could be released in 2024 or 2025. PlayStation is also remaking Silent Hill 2 exclusively for the PS5. The Silent Hill 2 remake releases October 8th, 2024. This exclusivity will only last a year. I'm Spider-ManChris, and I'll see you in the next one.